So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about a player that rejected the Montreal Canadiens in the 1970s and decided to sign with the Quebec Nordiques. Not too often, the WHA draft pick by the Nordiques turns down a team in their same province that drafted him. Of course, we're going to talk about the legendary Alain Cote. Now, Alain Cote is a very popular person in my family because he comes from the beautiful community of Matin, Quebec. Matin has great connection with the North Shore of New Brunswick, where I'm from. And he provided so much excitement in his career with the Nordiques. It's basically from his great time in the Q League, which good to me, all the way to being drafted by both Montreal and Quebec in the 77 draft, and to his he played a huge part in Montreal Quebec's victories over Montreal in the playoffs in 82 and 85. He became sort of a folk hero, but with all the playoff series, by my estimation, playing in every Montreal Quebec series, he stood out. And I actually have a signature in my house, in my wall of honor, in tribute to him. But let's get to this very quickly. Now, he spent his entire career with the Quebec Nordiques. In the NHL draft, he was, like I said, drafted 43rd overall by Montreal and 47th overall by Quebec, and he decided to sign with Quebec. Now, when Chicoutimi really needed a scoring punch, he really came through for the squad in the 77 season, where he scored 87 points, including 42 goals in 56 games. Now, with seasoning with the Hampton Gulls of the AHL, he eventually made it to the WHA Nordiques with 3 goals and 5 assists in 27 games in 78, with playoff time, goal and 2 assists in the playoffs. Now, when he made it to the NHL, Quebec decided to keep him through machinations in a way. He did have some time with the Syracuse Firebirds. 1980, he had 41 games with Quebec, 5 goals, 11 assists, and 16 points. And in 81, with some seasoning with the Rochester Americans, he got his full time with Quebec as one of their best defensive forward. He was kind of like the Guy Carbonneau of the squad. Scored the key goals every once in a while, too. He had 8 goals and 18 assists in 26 games in 81. In the Nordiques, the infamous win over Montreal in the playoffs, he played a huge role. He had 31 points in the regular season. And he was against the top players for Montreal, and he held most of the Montreal players in check that year. Jeff Sauvé used to play with Cote quite often. He would say that Cote was very underrated. Statistics didn't tell the whole story. 83, 84, again, he was part of the 84 brawl against Montreal in the infamous playoff. 85, he knocked off Montreal again, where Cote had his best playoff year with 5 goals and 5 assists for 10 points in 18 games. Both of those goals were huge for Quebec when he defeated Montreal in 7 games. But the Nordiques were rebuilding, lost to Montreal in 87, and by 89 his career with the squad was pretty well faded away. His scoring prowess was slowly fading. His last 2 seasons in 131 games, he only scored 6 goals. But he was there for defense. He was was good on the bench, good in the dressing room, a favorite of the Quebec fans, a favorite of all the Quebec-Montreal rivalry. Cote was never considered a dirty player. Could be considered a grinder. He had skill. He had presence on the ice. And like I said, you look at a Guy Carbonneau or Doug Jarvis, he was equivalent with Quebec. And probably one of the most underrated players the Nordiques had of the era. But the name, Alain Cote, you don't get more Nordique than that. So, NHL totals, 696 games, 293 points, including 103 goals. And in the playoffs, 67 games, 9 goals, but all of them were big, a lot of them against Montreal, 15 assists and 24 points. Again, a Montreal Canadiens player that got away. And, you look at having Guy Carbonneau, you look at having Doug Jarvis, these players. Cote was a quality guy on and off the ice, and his son, of course, Jean-Philippe Cote, also played the NHL, so the talent is there in that great family. And I love Longtime Quebec. I know a lot of people over there, and it's a really, really nice tribute to the people there to create and to support and promote such a fine player. Tremendous. Alain Cote, congratulations on your career. Have a good evening. Bye.